exchange this year. We trust that these students could come up with innovative projects that would be useful to industry and to the ordinary Ghanaian. Primetime believes that providing a platform of this nature for Ghanaian students and the youth at large could play a significant role in nurturing the aspirations of these young ones, as well as helping them to discover their potential in the fields of STEM. We look forward to a wonderful season of the STEM Festival, where talents would be unlocked, problems could be solved, and many would be enlightened. The 2022 edition of the STEM Festival is proudly sponsored by ABSA.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of STEM Festival Mentorship Sessions. My name is Lucy Akosua-Fiadonu and I am your moderator. The mentorship sessions are aimed for giants in the STEM industry to share with our audience their experiences and prospects in their fields and give them the guidance they may need to reach their highest potential, as well as help them discover and develop their interests and innermost passions. Today's session is quite special, and though we're still running with our main theme, which is nurturing tomorrow's generation of STEM leaders, we've taken a very interesting twist because of whom we're speaking with today. Today's look is into entrepreneurship, and we have a very special guest. But before we get into who he is and what he has for us and the wonderful conversations that we will have, I'm happy to share that we are proudly sponsored by ABSA Bank Ghana Limited with support from Joy News and Joy Learning. Maybe we'll take a quick message from our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Whoever you're doing it for, we'll help you get it done. Simply. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Today, the question is no longer, why do we have problems? But rather, how can we spin those challenges into opportunities? This is the revolutionary mindset we, students here at Academic City, are driven by. Academic City, we believe that the challenges of today are nothing like the opportunities of tomorrow. Hence, we're poised for the future. And so we say,
come join us.
Pakuli.
Biasonyani.
Oyai Tibatane.
Zalfura Nabia.
Viens nous rejoindre.
Brabe Kayan.
Ow, Amanasat Shame Hojao.
As we lead the charge to empower the next generation of future leaders. Academic City University College, redefining university education.
Whoever you're doing it for, we'll help you get it done. Simply. That's Africanacity. That's APSA.
Today, the question
So much for staying tuned, and the excitement continues, like I always say. And today promises to be very, very insightful. Indeed, we have a very special guest, and I am honored and pleased to introduce to us all Mr. Lancine Sidibe. Well, yes, very interesting name. We'll find out what all the name means. But first, he is an author and a human resource professional. Well, in his quest to break boundaries and attain professional excellence, Mr. Sidibe is a Guinean national who could not utter a word in English language, but came to Ghana in 2016 and broke that challenge. After working hard to gain his English proficiency, he went on to write a book titled The Secrets of Life, and has sold 600, close to 700 copies so far. And well, what does he do for leisure? We understand that he likes to exercise, but we'll get to know more and go up close and personal with him whilst he shares with us what his journey has been. And of course, with respect to our theme, nurturing today's generation of STEM leaders into entrepreneurship. So without wasting much time, Monsieur Lancine, welcome to our show today.
Thank you very much.
And our audience are eager to hear from you. Audience, please, you can send your questions through to our STEM Festival pages, comment section. You can put it on there. I'll come back with the phone number, which you can also send your comments to via WhatsApp, and we'll be sure to ask Monsieur Lancine all of the questions.
Sure.
We're so happy to have you, and we're all ready to hear from you, how wonderful your journey has been, and all that towards writing your book, and lots more I believe you have in store for us. Looking forward to hearing from you.
For sure. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, before I say anything first, did you know that salary is the bribe they give employees to forget about their dreams? Ladies and gentlemen, my dear brothers and sisters, it's an unbelievable and incredible honor for me to be here today. By the way, I'd like to introduce myself to those to whom I am actually unknown. My given name is Sidibe Lancine, and I proudly come from a francophone country called Guinea-Conakry. I'm here today to talk about nurturing the future generation of STEM leaders into entrepreneurship. So, what does entrepreneurship mean? It is simply the creation of economic value which will lead to financial freedom. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you go, no matter how the problem is going to be, if you want to be financially free, then entrepreneurship is the best field for you. Why am I saying so? I am saying so simply because our educational system does not teach us how to be financially free, but it rather teaches us how to be good employees. As a typical example, at school, they will actually tell us that we only have one answer. But trust me, in the real world, we have tons of answers to problems. Why is that so? Another typical example, they will always tell you you should do your works alone, your exams alone. But in the real world, you can never achieve something while being alone. So the real question here is, what is school for? Well, I do believe so many people ignore that. Before I even go into entrepreneurship, school was actually made to train factories workers back in the 18th century. So, today, we are going to actually develop 4 aspects of entrepreneurship. Those are goods and services, assets, and liabilities. I'm pretty sure some people are going to be wondering, what is a good? What is a service? What is an asset? And what is a liability? So, a good is actually a commodity that is made in order for it to be sold. And the service is actually a job that is performed for somebody to get paid for. So, ladies and gentlemen, most of the question, or the main question I usually get into my Instagram DM, Sidibe224, they always tell me that I would like to start a business. I would like to become an entrepreneur. But unfortunately, I don't have enough funds to start my business. And this is how I usually answer them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have enough means to start a business, you don't get started with goods. You rather have to offer your services. What do I mean? I do believe every single human is gifted one way or the other. So let's say, for instance, a service you could actually provide. We have, for instance, teaching people. We have cooking for people. So those are the chefs in the chicken, so on and so forth. Have you ever asked yourself the reason why on social media people actually say, kindly like and subscribe? So the reason is, the more you like and subscribe, the more they make money. So let's say, for instance, you don't have enough capital to start a business, and you know how to somehow teach. We are in Ghana right now, and so many people come to Ghana, by the way, in order to learn the French language and the English language, mostly the English language. So those francophones coming to Ghana in order to learn English, you as an Anglophone who does not actually speak French, it's fine, but the person who has actually come wants to speak English. What do you have to do if you don't have enough capital to start your business? You simply have to actually offer your service to that person so you could actually generate an income. So from there, when you get an amount of money, you don't have to actually use it all the way. You reinvest it into what? You reinvest it into the business you would like to undertake in the near future. So the thing is, if you don't have enough funds, if you do not have enough capital to start a business, make sure you make your gift useful. For instance, you know how to cook, or you know how to clean, you know how to teach. What do? Go to the social media, create an account. So let's say, for instance, YouTube account, it is actually the most effective account when it comes to what? Making money. Create your channel. When you create your channel, then you make sure you always upload videos of what you know how to do best. When you do that, as time goes on, people are going to be subscribing onto your page. And when they do so, at some point in time, you are going to get certified. And therefore, you will start making money. And on the social media, they do not pay you in Guinean franc or in Ghana cedis. They actually pay you in dollars. So once you start making money out of the social media, then all the way you will be able to actually invest the amount of money you have generated from the social media into your new business that you would like to undertake in the near future. But The point is, most of the people, when they start their businesses and stuff, right? When they start making money, what do? They all of a sudden want to go into that wealthy lifestyle. It is a huge mistake for people. What do I mean? So that is where an asset and the liability comes into play. Ladies and gentlemen, listen very carefully. This is very, very important. Listen very carefully. Look, an asset, with the simplest definition so far, an asset is anything that actually puts money into your pocket. And a liability is anything that actually takes money out of your pocket. So let's say, for instance, I have a phone, and my phone does not help me make money. So if my phone does not help me make money, then my phone becomes a liability. However, when my phone helps me make money, put money into my pocket, then my phone becomes an asset. So that is how it is, and that is how it should be. Once you know the difference between an asset and a liability, it will be pretty much easier for you to succeed in life. Apart from that, you should also be able to differentiate your needs and your wants. When you talk about your needs, let's say, for instance, food is a typical example of your needs. It's a basic necessity of life. You can't stay without eating, so it's a need for you. But let's say, for instance, every single week you want to buy a new clothes. It's not necessarily a need, but that becomes a want. So the thing is, when you are really able to differentiate those kind of stuffs, then it's going to get easier for you to really succeed in entrepreneurship. In this 21st century, as I earlier on said, school is very important. I'm not saying that school is not important. It is very important. However, if you are trying to become financially free, it will not always be easy for you when you keep actually focusing only on school. Be careful. I'm not saying people should leave school. I'm not saying that. I'm saying at the same time you go into school, then you should also make sure you are trying to go into entrepreneurship. Because at the end of the day, when you are 60 and you are not making money anymore, you go on to retirement, how are you going to feed yourself? Will you rely on your pension? I do believe it's going to be very, very difficult for you. There is something people really have to understand. You are not making money until you make money when you are not working. Let me take that again. You are not making money until you make money when you are not working. What does that mean? Let your money work for you. When you let your money work for you, then your life will be made forever. Aside that, for you to be really into entrepreneurship, you really have to actually be able to choose your environment and, of course, your surrounding. What do I mean? Walk with 4 intelligent people. The 5th one will be you. Walk with 4 lazy people. The 5th one will be you. Walk with 4 rich people. The 5th one will be you. So your environment defines the person you are. Again, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you go, no matter how the problem is going to be, you should always make sure you surround yourself with good people, with those who are really able to actually think of a bright future. When you do so, I'm pretty sure 100% you are going to be successful. As far as writing a book is concerned, for instance, I always used to tell myself that I am going to write a book. Look, today I have been able to write a book. And the thing is, I am making money out of that. Why is that so? It was always a dream, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to be financially free. Every single one of us. And most of the people going to school nowadays, their parents want them to be financially free. Of course, at the end of the day, people are going to get knowledge and stuff, of course. But if you are not financially literate, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to become successful. That is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, my dear brothers and sisters, I am telling you that being financially free depends on you and you being able to educate yourself. With the financial literacy, it's going to be perfect for you so you could actually succeed in your life. So with that being said, thank you very much. May God bless you, and I love you all. Peace.
Thank you so much, Monsieur Lancine, for such a wonderful presentation. Viewers, please keep your questions coming in. We're going straight into the WhatsApp number. We're going straight onto the STEM Festival pages to pick up the questions that you have so that we can interact wonderfully and more excitingly with Monsieur Lancine. But before we go into the question sessions, let's take a quick message from our sponsors.
Whoever you're doing it for, we'll help you get it done. Simply. That's Africanacity. That's APSA.
Today, the question is no longer, why do we have problems? But rather, how can we spin those challenges into opportunities? This is the revolutionary mindset we, students here at Academic City, are driven by. Academic City, we believe that the challenges of today are nothing like the opportunities of tomorrow. Hence, we're poised for the future. And so we say,
Come join us.
Pakuli.
Biasonyani.
Oyai Tibatane.
Zafula Nadia.
Viens nous rejoindre.
Brabe Kanya. आओ हमारे साथ शामिल हो जाओ.
as we lead the charge to empower the next generation of future leaders. Academic City University College, redefining university education.
Thank you so much, Monsieur Lancine. And to you viewers, You have been awesome, staying tuned until now and hoping that you will continue till the end. Please do keep your questions coming in, your comments coming in at on Facebook at STEMFestGH. We're also live on Joy Learning. Well, it has been, well, when we went off, we're having a bit of a chit-chat with Lancine, and well, I think I should let you guys in on something wonderful. He said something very interesting, and I just want to recap, which is on you working until, working and then pensions and all of that. I think that resounded so much with me. Actually, the fact that would you want to continue, or would you like to live off of your pension when you work no more? But before we go into all of that, pensions and all of that stuff, we want to know about you, because your presentation didn't touch on you, and you're sharing with me that you thought it modest that we should ask you the question so that will help us get to know you more, and I agree that. So who is Lancine, first and foremost? We know you are from Guinea, came to Ghana in 2016, but who really are you?
All right, so thank you for your question. I really appreciate that. So Lancine Sidibe is a simple human who came to Ghana in 2016, chasing his dreams. So when I came to Ghana, I couldn't speak English at all. That was in December 2016. In 2017, after 7 months, I actually became the best Guinean student after going through a competition. Then later on, I decided to take another degree in human resource management at the Leadership University College of Applied Sciences. In 2019, I actually became the best student of my university. Then later on, another competition got organized where I also became the best student. And then later on, I started lecturing, teaching, and motivating. So, when coronavirus started, I told myself that I couldn't just stay without doing anything. That is where I actually started writing my book. So when I wrote my book, that was somewhere in August last year, I published it. And yeah, I think that's me.
What about your family? Are they here with you? Do you move them here, or they're back in Guinea? And what was growing up like? Because we want to see how that beginning, that growing up, that development has shaped you today. Because again, remember, our theme is nurturing tomorrow's generation of STEM leaders into entrepreneurship. But there's always a conversation about it being about nature, being who you are, something interesting, or it's just about, like you're saying, the environment that you find yourself in. So could we understand how your growing up was like, your family background, and if or not that has shaped you today?
Yeah, for sure, most definitely. I think one thing about my family, I think I grew up in a very normal family where respect was somehow the first thing. So, of course, I would like to give them a very big shout out. And of course, by the way, I'm not living with them, but I usually bring them sometimes when they are on vacation and stuff. I, from time to time, tell them to come over. My mom has come over, my sisters and stuff, they've all come over and stuff. So the thing is, I think respect is one of the most important things when it comes to being a young person and you being able to succeed. Because when you are able to respect your parents, your mom, your dad, your family, most definitely it is going to bless you. And here in Africa, we do believe in respect. And I would say that respect actually shaped me a whole lot when it comes to my family. And I actually come from a family of 5 children, right? I have 2 sisters, 2 brothers, plus me, of course. And so far, my dad and my mom played an important role when it comes to me succeeding, because they actually told me something. Never rely too much on people, because even your shadow lifts you when you are in darkness. So from there, I told myself, I will never and ever rely on people. And here I am. You wouldn't believe when I tell you my age, but I'm a very young person trying to aim at achieving something very, very great. And of course, let me just manifest it.
No,
This is the future president of Guinea-Conakry.
cheers to that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And this you would say will come from some trait that you have shown growing up, or this is just when you came to Ghana and an understanding that this is a dream and so let me live it. But would you say growing up there are some traits or there's some characters, or your mom or dad will attest to the fact that Sidibe growing up, petit fille, no, showed such and such and such and such and such a trait, and that is what you're manifesting today? And if yes, and if no, let's just understand why. And could you, really highlight on these kinds of traits that you think are necessary for success, again, STEM leaders into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, most definitely. Once again, thank you very much. So I think I have always been that kind of person who likes dreaming from that lower age. Look, this is a story I'm going to tell you right now. Growing up, I was so much in a hurry to finish my high school, to the extent that I didn't even do my last year of senior high school.
Oh.
So from the, I don't know how you call it here in Ghana, but like
Like a
the
jump?
year that comes
Okay.
before the senior, before the WASI.
Okay, yes, junior high school.
No, not the junior high school. There is a year that comes before. Is it the first year of the senior high school? You have
Okay.
2 years of senior high
You have
school,
3
right?
years.
Three?
Yes.
3.
Yes.
So I was at the second one
Okay.
when I wrote my WASI.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I was so much in a hurry to finish so I could actually focus on, achieving my goals. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I have started achieving them. And there is something that really, well, I don't like saying it, but I have to say it. I have been blessed to really adapt to any given environment.
Adaptability.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So I think adaptability is really important when you really want to be successful.
Okay.
Because trust me, life is not always going to give you what you want. Sometimes it will make you go through so many hardships before you become successful. So adaptability, reading, respect, and of course, the smartness will actually help you a whole lot.
Maybe if you can take that list again. Adaptability.
Adaptability,
Yes.
reading,
Reading. Okay.
your smartness, and respect.
Respect. Okay.
Those are really, really important when you really want to be successful in life.
And you have culminated that.
Yeah.
And, well, you can give us examples where maybe a lack of one of them, I'm sure you didn't pick them all up at once.
Right.
But, well, you've shown us how respect came into play.
Right.
You've also shown us how you are actually manifesting adaptability. We want to see how the third one, which is reading, comes into play.
Yeah. Okay, as far as reading is concerned, it is sad to say, but we don't like reading. It makes me so sad. The reason why I'm saying so is, you see, somebody went through something before he was actually able to write something down. So when you are able to go through that, in case you encounter such a problem, you will never and ever repeat the same mistake that the guy made. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the thing is, the more you read, the more you get that open mind, which will actually give you a whole lot of vision. So reading is like traveling the whole world.
But just sitting where you are.
Sitting where you are. So for somebody who doesn't have means actually to travel, it would be a great piece of advice for the person. Make sure you read.
Right.
Because when you read, you are definitely going to be open-minded. And you see, when it comes to adaptability, when I came here to Ghana for the very first time, of course, it wasn't easy, but I'm grateful to them. They were pretty much kind. Ghanaians are very kind, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, you know, when you grow up in a francophone country where people only speak French, and you come to a different country where somehow no one, or almost no one, speaks your language, it becomes harder for you to sometimes, at least at the beginning, it becomes very hard for you to really, you know, find your way out. And that is where adaptability comes into play. You have no other solution. So you always tell yourself, look, if I don't get my way out, I will suffer. So it's going to be very, very difficult. So adaptability, reading are really important when it comes to being successful.
And the smartness, how does that open?
I always tell myself that, of course, that could be gifted. It could be God-given. But I think everyone in life, I feel everyone in life is somehow smart one way or the other. And there is a correlation between smartness and reading.
Okay.
The more you read, the more you get an open mind. And the smarter you're going to become.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So there is a strong correlation between reading and smartness. So that is it. Most of the people would actually say that I'm not smart. People would say that.
Especially when you're trailing, you're not getting grades, the
Right,
grades that you're looking for.
right.
And I mean, science students will have attest to that. When they do their first paper, especially when they're in their first year, they do their first paper, their elective math, and what have you. They trail once or twice. They're like, this is not for me. Please
It really
help us out of that.
It really saddens me
feeling.
so much.
Right.
Because a failure is actually part of life. It is part of life. Look, we never fail in life. Did you know that?
I guess, well,
It is either you learn from your failure or you win. So when you get a failure, do not think that's a huge mistake.
No.
It's not. You must make mistake for you to get experience. When you fail, for instance, right, and you give up, nothing is going to happen. You will not be able to go forward.
yeah.
But from that failure, you have gotten a whole lot of experience out of your failure. And the next time you would want to actually do the same thing, you would actually take that experience, add it onto the new one, and then you are going to be more successful than those who only went forward and succeeded at once. Because it is going to be the combination of two against one. So the thing is, embrace it.
Right.
When
embrace
you
it.
fail, just take it
Embrace.
as experience.
Right.
Don't just think of failure.
When we fail, we should take it as experience. We should
Absolutely.
embrace it. I'm happy you earlier mentioned that being smart could be inborn, that is God-given, or you can then read, be open-minded, embrace failure, and do as much as possible to build that, capacity. I want to link that to entrepreneurship. Some people say that some entrepreneurs are made and some entrepreneurs are born. What's your take on this? What is your example?
Right, for sure. I would respectfully beg to differ with that. No one was actually born perfect. You have to learn for you to be able to do stuff. When you learn and you get experience out of it, you are going to be successful, trust me. But I would respectfully beg to differ when people say that entrepreneurs are actually born, not made. As a typical example, who was born as an entrepreneur? I do believe most of us actually, or all of us, came into this world the same way. I know some people would say that some were born with silver spoon and stuff. Look, there are people who started from the scratch. They had to go through a whole lot of stuff for them to be successful. As a typical example, we have the richest person in China, Jack Ma, Alibaba. He actually failed a whole lot of time. He applied 10 times at the Harvard University. He got rejected. He applied as a police officer. He also got rejected. He went on and applied as a KFC worker. He was the only one out of 24 people who got rejected.
Awesome.
But did he give up? He never gave up. And today, he's become one of the richest people on earth. So entrepreneurs are actually not born, but they are definitely made.
And what makes them, if we may ask?
Of course, I think it's their resilience, their discipline and consistency. You see, I always tell people, your discipline and consistency may take you where your motivation has never been able to take you to. Let me take that again.
Yes, you must.
Your
So
discipline and consistency may take you where
Right.
your motivation has never been able to take you to. Do you know, the reason why I'm saying so is, let's say, for instance, somebody who actually likes going to the gym, right? You have sometimes you may not have the motivation to go to the gym, right? And therefore, you are going to stay home and have that negative comfort zone, right? But if you are disciplined, even if you are not motivated, you know that there is a goal you have to achieve daily. And therefore, you are going to get up, get dressed, and go to the gym. So the thing is, I always tell people, look, you want to be successful, no matter your field, be disciplined and consistent. And the thing is, it goes with the power of micro habit. If you know that you can do something in an hour, what do? Do it at least for 30 minutes.
Yeah, 20.
Reading, for instance, you don't like reading, right? But do it at least for 10 minutes. In a day, we have 24 hours. Out of the 24 hours, just take 10 minutes until you get used to it. That is where the power of micro habit comes into play. And to answer your question, so discipline, consistency, and your resilience is going to take you where your motivation has never been able to take you to.
Awesome. So that's how entrepreneurs are to be made. And so to our viewers, please, whether STEM field or whatever field, get it. The power of micro habits based on discipline and consistency will take you, may take you to places where motivation may not.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. No, it's just so much good nuggets coming from you, Lancine. Well, I don't want to ask that. But you did tell us that you are very young. But we know you are practicing HR.
Right.
And I've always maintained that sometimes when we meet the guests and we're trying to understand what their career history has been and all of that, I realized that the employee life cycle sort of plays a role in that. You can be the giant that you are, but you need to be in some employment, or you should be, making use of the knowledge that you've gained, the degree, etc., in one way or the other, and that really encapsulates what an employee life cycle is. I really want you to really share with us, because sometimes we find STEM students not really knowing where they'll fit. They go into workplaces and some struggle. You want us to be comfortable, give us this advice as an HR practitioner to our STEM audience, the students that we have who are going into work. So most of us are joining national service or starting national service in the past week, and those who are finishing and those who are already in there. What do we need to know about our employee life cycle so that we are armed, helps us to be disciplined, helps us to be consistent so that we can succeed? Maybe not as entrepreneurs, but, well, I know you're not an advocate for employees, but...
Definitely.
But those of us who find ourselves in such a place already, how can we still succeed that way as employees?
Thank you very much. That's pretty much fascinating. It's a great question, actually, right? So you see, in human resource management, right, it is you being able to effectively and efficiently lead the employees working within the organization, right? And the thing that could actually help you succeed in being a very good employee is you really taking your organizational behavior extremely well. People are not the same, and no one is actually flawless. Everybody has flaws.
Absolutely.
And when you are able to actually adapt into any given environment, it is going to be very easy for you to cope with any given person. So with some managers, for instance, I know that there are some managers, they are very, very difficult to cope with. I know that, right? But as a matter of fact, you really have to take into consideration that people are not the same and can never be the same. So when you are able to put yourself in the person's shoe, you will get to know that I have to treat this person right, I have to treat this person this way or that way. So organizational behavior is one of the most important things when it comes to coping with any given environment. And therefore, HR comes into play when it comes to that.
Right. So from an individual perspective and having heard you, I know now that I need to take my organization's values, core values, and then the behaviors into consideration. Aside from that, are you saying then with that I should be fine? How does my skill come into play in that? And in the journey that I want to chart out as well, what do I need to look out for from an HR perspective? What do I need to look out for so that, I build the capital that you're talking about, then who knows, I can then leave work and become the entrepreneur that you are advocating for.
Right. I think it is very important, and you have actually raised something very important, right? What do you have to look out for you to be able to succeed in any given organization, right? You see, knowledge, you don't get to finish learning. You never finish learning, right? And you know that in this 21st century, we are in a technological world, right? If I tell you there are software in human resource management today, for you to actually note the absenteeism and stuff, so on and so forth, right? Compensation and all those stuffs combined together, you wouldn't believe it, but as a matter of fact, it exists. And for you to really cope in any given organization, no matter the place, it could be the USA and stuff, if you somehow direct yourself into technology a little bit for you to have a bit of a knowledge concerning technology, it will be very easy for you to really work into any given organization. So to answer your question, technology is really important. So even if you are a journalist or something else, right, it doesn't matter. Make sure you know a bit of technology.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, any given business that is not into technology or that does not combine technology with their work, they will be left out. Trust me.
No.
In these coming years, it's really going at a faster rate. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So
no, you haven't been the first to say this. When we spoke with Dr. Sidibe last week, Friday, he said the same thing. And I'm happy that you've reiterated that because you're coming from a separate field and you're more from an arts, but you are saying that indeed from where things are going, you definitely need the T in STEM to keep you going. And I am glad that we're finding out that regardless of everything that we've said, we need a technology-based foundation to help you spring forward into whatever success that you're looking at, you're envisioning. Of course, coupled with discipline, consistency. May I suggest that maybe your next book, you look at the power of micro habits?
Yeah, of course.
And
actually,
I can write it for it.
Oh, sure. So the thing is, well, I wasn't thinking about that especially, right? But there is a part in my book that I actually covered the power of micro habits.
In the current book?
Yeah.
Great.
I think I'm gonna let you have a book of mine.
Thank you so much.
The missionary. It is really important. It is really important. You see, with the power of micro habit, people really feel a huge time when it comes to that. Because most of the time, people, because they are not actually motivated to do something, they forget the power of micro habit. They think that they always have to do something and finish it all the way,
Something grand.
100%.
Yeah.
But you can't always achieve your stuff like that.
Okay.
As time goes, that is how it goes, step by step, little by little.
Peu and peu.
But exactly. So the thing is, when you are able to really practice your power of micro habit, it will lead you to discipline and consistency. And with that discipline and consistency, you'll be able to really succeed. It could be any field at all, but trust me, the power of micro habit, you put it into play, goes what? It goes with what? The self-consistency and your discipline. And then comes success. So that is it. Trust me, it's really, really, it is really important. I'm telling you.
I think we've been serious for this whole.
Yeah.
Let's tune down a bit.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Because micro habits, consistency, what fun thing do you do that will pay you? That will still help you make my money. I mean, help you make money. It's an asset to you, as you say. But what do you still do for fun? Because I'm just chipping that in because some may think that STEM, all of these, what we're talking about is serious business. And some people say, oh, I'm relaxed. I'm not the serious type. But, well, can't I do something that is still relaxed and makes me money? Can't I follow my passion? Can't I follow fun and still make money? That's why we're asking this question.
Yeah, for sure. I have a whole lot of hobbies. To be frank with you, I'm not an introvert at all, and I will never be, right? So I am actually a model.
Okay.
So I really love modeling and stuff, right? And of course, as long as it is making money, it is putting money into my pocket. Of course, that becomes
an asset.
It becomes an asset. Perfect.
And
in addition to that, I love going to the gym, right? It's a great hobby.
That's a liability.
Well, discipline and consistency. It actually made me love going to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, to be frank with you. And you know, when I sometimes go to the gym, right, like I feel relaxed. It helps me improve my self-confidence, right? And look, you see, when you are fit, right, when you are fit, you stand right in front of the mirror and you see yourself, you become so confident to the extent that no Rolex or expensive car will actually replace that confidence in you. So going to the gym, not only it's gonna let you be fit, but of course, you are going to encounter a whole lot of people. You'll be able to actually change, you know, you'll be able to have conversation with people for you to, at the end of the day, become, you know, that person you really want to be in the future. And I also love dancing.
Dancing?
Yeah, sure.
Zumba?
Not necessarily. I love Afrobeat.
Hey.
I love Afrobeat. Yeah, don't play with me.
Maybe off screen you show us a bit of some
Most
moves.
definitely.
No, awesome juncture there, and still tying in the discipline and the consistency, just as when we're having fun and when we're serious as well.
Right.
It's still the same foundation. We still the same fluid that gets us to the success.
Right. But there is a point. There is a point actually. You see, people usually say work hard and play hard.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, when it is time to work hard, you shouldn't let anyone or anything prevent you from really doing what you're doing. And having fun is part of life. It is part of the process. As a human being, you need to, so you could actually relax, kick back. But if you always are serious, of course, there are people like that. I'm not judging them. No. But personally, I don't think I could be like that. I need to relax for me to actually come back stronger.
Okay.
That's what I do, actually.
Okay.
So I always make sure I have fun. I go out, mingle with people. Absolutely. Absolutely. I kind of love that.
Awesome. Yeah. But now we know where you have come from and where you are today. Where are you going? Can you share that with us? And what have you put in place towards that vision? Yeah. Carry us along. So
these are actually the 3 visions, and actually it is into management, right? The question you've actually asked, where am I now? Where
are you going?
Are you going? And how will you get there, right? So right now, I am looking at being one of the mega successful entrepreneur in Africa.
Way to go.
And late by 2045, I'm just manifesting it.
Absolutely.
I could be the president of my country, Guinea-Conakry.
Cheers to
That is a huge possibility. I can do it. I do believe so. So that is it. Yep.
That's it.
Yep. I am really aiming at. Yeah, you see, sometimes
But that's not the
you,
end
you
of
don't
the
want
world,
to.
worry.
Yeah, right. Of course, right. But like sometimes you don't want to, stop your blessing. You don't want to put like a scale onto your blessing, right?
No.
You don't always want to actually share, in details everything you would like to. Yeah, you never know. You're in Africa. Yeah, but for real, to be frank with you, I am really trying to really become a mega entrepreneur, to be frank with you.
Cheers to that.
Trust me. Because at the end of the day, you see, the population of Africa is increasing from day to day. And therefore, if you are able to actually invest in the basic necessities of life, right, you are definitely going to be successful in it. So just think about it. When you take the population of Africa, they are always, adding up. They are always increasing from day to day. And you know that people need housing. People need food, right? So when you are able to somehow invest in those kind of
needs,
yes, there is no doubt that you are going to be successful.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy.
No.
Nothing is easy. No. But at the end of the day, you will be able to really become successful, right? So the thing is, when you are able to really become financially free, it's going to open so many doors for you, mostly when you really want to become a president. So it is a huge possibility. It is a huge possibility. And I do believe it is possible. Nothing is impossible in life.
Right.
Even the world, impossible says, I am possible. Right?
Yes.
So
nice play on the word.
Yeah. So that is what it is all about.
Right.
Yeah, that is what it is all about.
Awesome.
So far, that's what I can say.
No, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful story with us. It's been exciting. Again, we're still awed by the good command of the English language that you have, in your own right, and we have read about you. Thank you for giving me my gift of the keys. Let me take it again. The key secrets of life. And I'm sure with this wonderful gift, the book sales is gonna go through the roof.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
No, but thank you so much. There's a lot that we have heard from you. I know it's been a move away from STEM individuals or STEM giants, but what you have actually shared with us will aim us. Consistency, discipline will take you where motivation would never. And again, I love the fact that if you haven't traveled, reading alone will take you anywhere and everywhere.
Right.
Thank you so much. Well, I think the last lesson also again for me is the differences between goods, assets, services, and liability. Thank you also so much for us. Actually, we have a very young audience as well, and these nuggets is very good for us to understand how life plays out, and also relating to you as another young person, and also sharing with us your dream and vision of becoming president one day in Mali. Thank you so much. And this in Guinea, my apologies, in Guinea-Conakry.
No, I get it. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And this is what time will allow us. But remember, we'll be here tomorrow, 5 p.m. sharp, and we will be chatting to Mr. Alexander Insia, and he's coming from Absa Bank, our proud sponsors, and we'll be talking more tech. Now we know that whatever field that you're in, you need technology, a technology foundation to propel. Remember, we're still on Facebook on the STEM Festival, STEM Fest GH page, and so if we're off on air on Joy News, you can still watch over and over and over. Yes, the videos that we've had from last year, 2021, and the ones that we've shot so far on our STEM Fest pages. We're also showing on NMSQ Facebook page as well. And this is where we'll draw the curtain. Thank you so much. My name is Lucy Akosua-Fiadono.
Today, the question is no longer, why do we have problems? But rather, how can we spin those challenges into opportunities? This is the revolutionary mindset we, students here at Academic City, are driven by. Academic City, we believe that the challenges of today are nothing like the opportunities of tomorrow. Hence, we're poised for the future. And so we say,
Come join us.
Pakuli.
Biasanyani.
Oyaye Tibatane.
Zafula na bia.
Viens nous rejoindre.
Brabe Kanya. आओ हमारे साथ शामिल हो जाओ.
as we lead the charge to empower the next generation of future leaders. Academic City University College, redefining university education.
Alande, make I walk you through my everyday life. Busy from the morning light. My to-do list long, shadow fit to overlap. So sharp, turn on mobile app. School fees check, light bills check. Do I'm with speed like a G4 jet. You be at the day, I am not upset. Check, I don't even use checks, city check.
Join the ABSA family and make fast, easy, and safe transactions with our digital products. Log on to absa.com.gh. No long tail. We like them simple and easy.
Believe me, no long things in my life, though. Like I'm simple and easy. Easy.
Whoever you're doing it for, we'll help you get it done. Simply. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.